Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our technical English lesson. This is our revision number 6, and our topic today is relative pronouns and noun combinations. In this lesson, we are going to revise and practice using relative pronouns, and 2, forming and using noun plus noun combinations. First, let's take a look at the meaning of relative pronoun and noun plus noun combination. Relative pronoun is a pronoun which is used to refer to nouns mentioned previously, whether they are people, places, things, animals, or ideas. Relative pronouns can be used to join two sentences. Now, noun plus noun combination is a compound noun that is made with two or more nouns. Now, let's go to relative pronouns. When you explain the meaning of a word or a technical term, you often give a definition. Here is one very common way of forming a definition using defining relative clause. We have the first is the word. That is what you want to define or explain. And then we have be, which is the verb to be, is or are, and type, that is which group does what you want to explain belong to. Is it a vehicle? Is it an instrument? Is it a website? Or any group of things or people with similar qualities. And then we have the defining relative clause, which is the clause that is used to give information about the thing or person we want to explain. We usually use a relative pronoun to start a relative clause. For example, we want to define what a thermometer is. So we say a thermometer is, that's the verb to be, an instrument, that's the type. Now, the relative pronoun, which, and then the function, measures temperature. A thermometer is an instrument which measures temperature. Another word, music called, the verb to be is a website that downloads music. And we have inventors. Are. So we have are here because inventors here is plural. Are people, the type of people who create new things. Now, this column, we have which, that, and who are our relative pronouns. You can see that which is used with things, just like here, thermometer. Who is used with people, like inventors here, we have who. That can replace which or who. Now, let's answer some questions about relative pronouns. Number 1, please go to the supervisor. Space will take you to your new office. Supervisor here is a person, so we can use who or that. So let's look at our options. We have who, so our answer is A. Number 2, the finished car is placed on rollers. Space, rotate under the car wheels. Now, rollers are things, so we can use which or that. So here, let's look at our options. We have which here. Number 3, the cable is connected to a satellite dish. Space should be 1.8 meters in diameter. So a satellite dish here is a thing. So we can use which or that. And when we look at our option here, we have which. So our answer is which. Now, let's go to noun plus noun combination. Noun plus noun combination is a compound noun that is formed by combining two or more nouns. Noun plus noun combinations are very common in technical English. For example, acceleration sensors. Here we have a combination of two nouns, acceleration and sensors. We can expand this combination to get the meaning. It means sensors which measure acceleration. You can see that acceleration acts as an adjective to describe the kind of sensor, and acceleration comes before the noun that is described. The noun that is described, that is sensors, here comes at the end of the combination. And when we expand the combination, we start with the noun that is described. So sensors here comes at the end of the combination and at the beginning when we expand it. So just like this. So another example, vehicle crash tests. We can also expand this one to give the meaning. We have tests which crash a vehicle to measure its safety. Now you can see that we have three nouns here: vehicle, crash, and test. Vehicle and crash describe the kind of tests, and they come before the noun they describe, that is test. And test comes at the end of the combination, and it comes at the beginning when we expand. So we have test at the end of combination here and test at the beginning of the expansion. Let's take another example, a side impact crash dummy. By now, you should know that when we expand, the noun that will be at the beginning will be the noun at the end of the combination, that is a dummy. So here we have an article. So if there's an article in the combination, we use the appropriate article when we expand. So in this case, we have a dummy which measures the impact from the side in a crash. So a dummy here at the end of the combination and a dummy here at the beginning when we expand. Great. Now let's answer some questions about noun plus noun combinations. Number one, a meter which measures the flow of gas is. You will notice that this is the expanded form. So we need to find the correct noun plus noun combination from the options. Now, here, a meter in the expanded form, which means our option, our correct option, must have meter as the end of the combination. So we have meter here, looks like the correct option, but let's look at the other options. Flow here, wrong. Gas here, wrong. Gas here at the end, wrong. So our answer is A. Number two, a dial which shows the engine speed is. Now, we have a dial here, which means our combination must have a dial at the end. So here, automatically, we can eliminate this option and this option because they do not have dial at the end of the noun plus noun combination. So we are left with B and D. So an engine speed dial and a speed engine dial. So now we have to look at the order of the word order. So let's go back to the question, engine speed. So the order is engine speed, not speed engine. So our correct answer is B. Number three, a gauge for measuring tire pressure is. So just like we have in the above, This is the expanded form, and we need to find the noun plus noun combination. And here we have a gauge, which means we must have gauge at the end of the noun plus noun combination. So, which means this option with tire at the end and this one with pressure at the end will be eliminated. So we have two options, a pressure tire gauge and a tire pressure gauge. So we need to go and look at the word order from the question, which is here, tire pressure. So pressure tire, wrong, tire pressure. So our correct option is D. And our last question is, a port which allows fuel to enter into the engine is. So the same thing, we have a port here. So our noun plus noun combination must have port at the end. So here we have fuel, wrong, intake, wrong, intake, wrong. And the last one we have port at the end, that is a fuel intake port. So D is our correct option. This is the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching and hope you will do your homework on Teams. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.